Good morning, thank you for joining me. Welcome to another alphabet video. I am armed with my coffee. You may want to get one as well. These are often a little bit on the rambly side, these videos. Don't make me jump because I've just put it down on the sofa next to me and I don't want coffee all over my sofa. We're up to the letter I, and when I put the call out on Instagram this month for subjects to talk about, I did think that we might be struggling a little bit. It's not the easiest of letters, however I have a lot of responses, so let's get straight into it. And the first one is irrational feelings. I've been having quite a lot of irrational feelings recently, mostly worries. I think since register, I should probably say I'm filming a bit in advance at the moment, so this is being filmed a couple of weeks before you'll see it. I'm just saying that because I'm probably going to talk about coronavirus, and the situation now is probably different from what it will be in a couple of weeks' time. But I've been having quite irrational feelings, mostly at night, mostly worry. Since Reg died, I think it's I was talking to Carla about it the other day, and she was saying it's like a natural thing to, I'm worrying about Ashley, I'm worrying about William, random worries, you know, and she said it's like a natural thing to, you want to draw your chicks around you when you haven't got one of them anymore, and that's very true, isn't it? I think things that happen can have an effect on your subconscious, and much as I hate to admit to weakness, I think I'm not very good at admitting to weakness. I have been having quite a lot of irrational worries, and also around coronavirus I've sort of talked myself out of that a little bit. It's fear of the unknown more than anything else. I think a lot of what we worry about is either random stuff that hasn't happened yet, or worrying about, well, it's all random stuff that hasn't happened yet in my case. Anyway, I think we'll leave that one there because we've got a lot to get through. So let's move on. Isolation. And someone else said working in isolation. I've done a video previously about the drawbacks of working by yourself at home. But I would say that the main issues for me, I actually quite like working by myself. I quite like being alone. Isolation doesn't really affect me massively. And sorry, I've got a weird bit of hair there, so I'm not making it any better, am I? I'm definitely not making it any better. Let's just have a rearrange here. But yeah, isolation, I quite like being by myself. I quite like my own company, but I guess the isolation people are talking about at the moment is self-isolation around the coronavirus, and that might happen. And to be honest, the thought of this, I mean, I'm lucky I have a nice big house and a nice big garden, so the thought of being trapped in my house, so to speak, on lockdown for 3 or 4 weeks isn't like the end of the world to me. I think, oh, I could get all those jobs done that I haven't got done, and spend time sitting in the garden in the springtime, and yeah, as long as you had everything you needed, you'd be all right. Read lots of books, so it seems like quite a good option to me somehow. Next, we've got internet trolls. I covered that a little bit. I think last month I did, and I had a little rant about rude comments and stuff a while ago, so haven't really got anything else to say on top of that except that it's fine to have an opinion. It's fine from my point of view, for people not to like me. It's fine for people not to enjoy the content I put out. Absolutely fine. I don't like everybody I watch on YouTube. I don't enjoy everything. But what I do is not watch and not comment if I don't enjoy it. I'm always very happy with constructive criticism. Sorry about the light. The sun's coming out and going in. But I'm trying to work with natural light. So yeah, that's the issue with that. Yeah, I'm always very happy for constructive criticism. For example, in my try-on videos, several people said they didn't like the way I moved the camera up and down all the time, so I've made an effort not to do that in the last couple, so because I agreed that it was faffy, so I moved the camera before I started talking, and I think that's a fair comment. Also, people said, oh, you never show us the back of outfits, so I've made an effort to do that. But just nasty, snidey things, I think, you know, just keep it to yourself. I don't want to know. Go, you know, off you go. Catherine suggested inventions which changed your life stroke the way you live and work, and I can answer this eye with another eye, and that is going to be the internet. I guess I'm the last generation really that will remember life before the internet. Certainly William doesn't remember life before the internet, my son who's 20 now. And so being able to remember life before the internet, I think, is quite a privilege really in this day and age. And it's changed my life hugely. It's changed the way I watch television, it's changed the way I shop, it's changed, you know, I wouldn't have my business, my eBay business, if it wasn't for the internet. That's all internet based. I think it's changed everybody's lives, hasn't it? And overall, for the better. It's changed the way we consume news, just everything. The internet has slowly made its way into every single aspect of our lives, hasn't it? So yeah, I think the internet is definitely the answer to that question. Next one is inspiration. I get inspiration from loads of sources, but a lot of my inspiration I get from YouTube itself, from watching other YouTubers, and I get ideas of things to do, to see, to buy, to ways to improve my life, home decor, all sorts of stuff I get from YouTube, and also from Pinterest as well. Get quite a lot from that, and increasingly from Instagram. I love that on Instagram you can curate your feed, so what you see is the stuff that you're really interested in. Unlike Facebook, I think with Facebook you tend to scroll through and see an awful lot of crap that you're not interested in, don't you? But with Instagram, every single person you follow is chosen by you, and you get that really nice curated feed of stuff that you're genuinely interested in, and I really like that. But the only thing I would say is I do miss the days when Instagram showed you stuff in order of when it, you know, the most recent stuff, so you didn't miss out on stuff. I feel like I do miss out on some content from people that I'm interested in, because Instagram chooses not to show me everything. I'd like to be able to make that decision for myself, but yeah, a lot of my sorry, I've just lost my page on here. A lot of my inspiration comes from those sources. A few people said inspiration. Ignorance is another one. Haven't really got an awful lot to say about ignorance. I think rudeness is not great, is it? But no, I don't feel like being negative today, so I'm not going to talk. The coffee nearly went. See, I shouldn't have put it there. Let me lift it up and find. The next one is illness, and that's sort of timely, isn't it, with coronavirus? At the moment I'm trying, the day I'm filming this, Friday the 13th, funnily enough, is the day that we have moved in the UK from the containment phase to the delay phase of the government's 4-step plan to deal with coronavirus. So I think everybody's feeling quite frightened and nervous about what the next few weeks and months hold. I certainly am. But trying to just keep busy, carry on as normal. And one of the things that I really want to do is try and support local businesses who are all having a really tough time. So I'm gonna shop local where I can, and support the little cafes and cake shops and stuff in town. But who needs an excuse to eat cake? What could be better? But yeah, I think it is important, because all businesses are going to be feeling the pinch, aren't they? I think I'm almost more scared of in fact I am more scared of how it's going to affect the economy and things like that, and the economic impact long term, than I am of the actual illness itself. Anyway, let's leave that one there. Independence is another one. I like my being independent. I feel like I am quite an independent woman in terms of earning my own money. Although I'm part of partnership with Ashley, obviously, I do feel like I'm yeah, independent in my own way in terms of doing I don't rely on Ashley for money. I don't rely on Ashley for entertainment. I think as well as having our life together, we do have our own lives, and I think that's really important in any partnership, relationship, that you do keep a level of independence, because one day, with the best will in the world, one of you is not going to be there anymore and the other one is going to be left. And I think that's important to think about. I know that when my father-in-law died, my mother-in-law just really struggled, I think, you would do anyway, but she had no independence. She didn't drive, she didn't deal with any finances, she didn't do anything at all, and she'd never spent a night without Graham for years and years and years, and she's done all right. I mean, she's done okay, but it's 10 years ago now. But I think it was really hard, and I think if you do have those tools to do a few things yourself, that it's important to have that in order to be able to deal with your grief a little bit better, maybe. Another one is international travel this year. Are you still going? We are. Well, that's one up for debate, isn't it? We've got 2 holidays booked. We've got one in Greece in early May and one in Cyprus with my family in July. Funnily enough, Ashley and I had the conversation about the Cyprus holiday because it's booking for 9 people, so it's quite a hefty chunk of money, and that it's due the final balance is due in 2 weeks, and we're wondering because my parents are elderly, they're coming with us, what the situation would be if we can't go. With our own holiday for Greece, obviously we will still go if we can. Our own holiday for Greece is a little bit less worrying at the moment in terms of we won't lose an awful lot of money if we cancel it. The hotel, we booked the hotel independently, and they have emailed, they've changed their cancellation policy, so that we can decide up to 7 days before whether we're going or not. I guess we'd lose the money from the flights because we booked those separately with EasyJet. But we can make a decision about that nearer the time. I'm not sure if we'll be even allowed to travel to Gatwick Airport by that point. I don't know if we'll be on lockdown, so just wait and see is the answer to that one, I guess. Next, insecurities. We all have insecurities, don't we? I think I don't have as many as I used to. I think as we get older, we just don't have as many insecurities. I think we realise that they're pretty much a waste of time, so perhaps we have less, perhaps we feel less judged by other people, perhaps we just care less about being judged by other people. I don't know. IKEA, someone has suggested. I said a while ago that I was going to do a shop with me in IKEA, didn't I? And I haven't done it yet. I must get round to doing that in the next few months, so yeah, we will go and have a little look at what's available in IKEA. Although I have to say, my last HomeSense video, shop with me video, didn't do nearly as well as the clothes shopping videos do. So I'll probably go back to those for the next couple, and then perhaps try something different again after that. Islands. We live on an island, don't we? When I think of islands, I think of the Maldives. I've been lucky enough to go to the Maldives 5 times, and it's just paradise on earth. That someone put I follow one of the resorts we've been to in the Maldives on Facebook, and they put a little tiny video of the beach there up the other day on Facebook, and it was just absolutely idyllic, and I thought, oh God, I wish I was there now. So yeah, the Maldivian islands are just beautiful, absolute tropical paradise, and if you ever get the chance to go, grab it with both hands. It's just amazing. I love it. Ice cream is next. I'm not a massive lover of ice cream. I'll eat it occasionally, but I'm not. I mean, give me a cheese board and I'd be all over that. I'm much more of a savoury girl than a sweet girl, but I'll occasionally have some ice cream and quite enjoy it, but it's certainly not something that would be on my last meal of my life type of list, you know. Infidelity. I don't like infidelity. I don't approve of it. I don't entertain it in any way, shape or form. I think it's just the absolute death knell to a relationship, and yeah, that's what I've got to say about that. And just to come back to it, if someone's done it once, how can you ever trust them not to do it again? I think, yeah, that's what I've got to say about that. Carla has suggested ink. I used to have a boss who used green Mont Blanc ink in his, I think it was green, or was it purple? Perhaps it was purple, it was a long time ago. But he had to have this particular brand of ink, Mont Blanc. I had to order it from somewhere in London for him many years ago. And it was either purple or green. How can I not remember that? That's ridiculous. Got a feeling it was purple. Anyway, that's what I've got to say about ink. I've got a feeling Carla meant tattoos when she wrote ink. Don't like tattoos. I'm not a fan of tattoos. Quite like them on other people, but I wouldn't want one because I'd be bored of it. I always thought if I had a tattoo, it would be some sort of saying or quote, but I enjoy quotes for a certain amount of time and then I'm bored with them and I move on. So if it was on me, I'd be bored of it. I would worry too much that I'd be bored. So yeah, tattoos aren't for me. Inuits, Carla also said. I have literally nothing to say about Inuits. Sure, they're all lovely people, but... And finally, we've got individuality. And what have I got to say about individuality? I think we all have a level of individuality. I think it's important to have it. I think it's important not to follow the crowd, to do your own thing and walk to the tune of your own drum. Very important. I think that's really one of the keys to happiness, is to not try and struggle to do the same as everybody else, because what makes them happy will probably not make you happy. It probably won't be the same thing that is going to bring you joy in your life. So yeah, it's important to figure it, and I think it's hard as well when you're young these days. There's this herd mentality, and particularly on Instagram, isn't it? All the girls want to look the same and they want to pout and they want to wear the right clothes, and it's gone down through the years, hasn't it? It was much the same when I was at school. It's not any different now, just more obvious because it's a sort of there in your face on Instagram, isn't it? And I think it's important to figure out what you want and what you enjoy, rather than do the same as everybody else because that's what you're expected to do and that's what you think will bring you joy. Right, that brings us to the end of this month's alphabet video. I will link the playlist in the description box below and also up here if you want to go and see the other ones. I think I've said that already in this video, but I'll link it down below as well. Let me know in the comments any subjects you want me to talk about for Jay next month, and any of your thoughts on any of the stuff we've talked about today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.